What's up, everybody? We've got some bad news for the upcoming Avengers movies as there's more delays now, but at the end of the day, this might just be for the best. Let's dive in. We're going to start things off with the Avengers delays, but then we've also got to talk about Spider-Man Brand New Day because it's going to be affected by these delays too, and we've gotten some updates on who Tom Spidey will be fighting in his fourth movie. But first, we've got Avengers Doomsday, which was set to come out May 1st of next year, 2026, less than a year from now, and now it's moving to December 18th next year, so almost an 8-month delay there for that one. Also, it's now coming out the same weekend as Dune Messiah, so, well, we'll see, but to me, that doesn't sound great for Dune. Then Avengers Secret Wars is moving from May 7th, 2027 to December 17th, 2027. So just like Doomsday, about an 8-month delay. This one's actually closer to 7 months, but at the end of the day, I think this all comes down to the fact that the Marvel VFX people have a union now, which that's good of course, and like I said, it'll probably be for the best that they get more time to work on this film because it's ginormous. But you also have the fact that, according to Jeff Snyder, they have not closed deals with all the actors they want in this movie, even though filming has already begun. Actors like Tom Holland to be back as Spider-Man, even if it's just for, a couple scenes or a cameo, and then some of the Fox X-Men too, I'd imagine, like maybe Halle Berry, still haven't put ink to paper to return in this movie, which that has a script in a sort of a limbo without knowing which characters will actually be there for the scenes. Another one, and this was actually first reported by Apocalyptic Horseman some time ago, but it was just brought up again this week by Jeff Snyder. One of those is going to be Ghost Rider and a new Ghost Rider. So it seems that Nicolas Cage will not return to the role. Maybe he'll appear as Spider-Man Noir in Secret Wars. Who knows? Probably not. But regardless, we've got two reliable sources saying that a new Ghost Rider is indeed on the way. All right. With the Avengers news out of the way, let's move on to Spider-Man Brand New Day. We've got a couple of quick updates for this one, but the big thing is that this movie now comes out before Avengers Doomsday instead of being the in-between movie for the next two Avengers movies, and that's probably going to impact the story. In fact, Daniel RPK came out almost immediately when the news of the Avengers delays broke and said, now that Brand New Day is set before, not after, they're going to change the plot again, like when No Way Home was going to come out after Multiverse of Madness, but of course it came out before, and originally that was going to include America Chavez. But that was the original plan for Brand New Day, for it to come out before and not after, when it was called Avengers Kang Dynasty, though, so it was going to come out before Avengers 5, and so I think, maybe they're just going to be going back to one of the original ideas they had for this movie. Then as far as the villains are concerned, it seems like we're getting quite the lineup in the fourth movie for Tom Holland. It was announced at some Disney press thing or something like that, but it seems that this was a legit source that Scorpion, Tombstone, and Boomerang will appear in this movie, which means Tombstone and Boomerang are coming to the MCU. But it's important to note that they're not going to be like the story villains, they're more going to be there for action scenes and maybe even just one fight scene like Shocker had in Homecoming, if that makes any sense, that they're more like physical threats and they are tied to his story. Obviously, Michael Mando will return as Scorpion here, which I think is something a lot of us have been waiting for, just like he did in the animated series Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, but it wasn't quite the same. We want him in live action, and it does seem that the big bad, so this is like the story villain of the movie, will still be Mr. Negative, which, and this is just a rumor at this point, but it does seem that Steven Yeun, who is almost Sentry, is Marvel's top choice, and I know that might upset some fans because he's Korean and Mr. Negative is Chinese, but to me, I, this might be a hot take, but I love the pick. And so that's going to do it for today's video. As always, I want to know what you guys think about both these delays and the Spider-Man 4 villains, so drop your thoughts down in the comments below and make sure you have a great day.